This will likely end up off the rails, but I'm going to call this my ramblings of things that I think we could do better in terms of infrastructure and public transportation. So first thing, and this has been on my mind a lot, the vehicle, the car, the thing that you and I drive in often. In order for that to be more safe, it needs to be less efficient. I used to drive a bus for a transit authority, and one of the things that we were taught is leave 4 seconds between you and the car in front of you. A bus takes a lot longer to stop and slow down than your average car. A bus is a lot bigger. It's got a lot more weight behind it that it needs to get slowed down. If you actually count out 4 seconds, that's a ton of space, right? So if I'm on a bus, I could have 50 people on that bus behind me. Never really got that high, we'll say 25. Now imagine all 25 of those people in their own individual car, and each one of those cars has to have 4 seconds between themselves. We can even narrow it down to 3 seconds. 3 seconds between themselves to have a safe following distance. That uses up a lot more space. So you can see where I'm getting at, that a motor vehicle that we're driving, if you want to be safe, you have to be less efficient. And the downside is, when you do give that amount of space and you are being safe, people just fill it in because vehicles are inefficient just by design. It's not an efficient mode of transportation. So the vehicles are just trying to get in where they fit in, and that happens to be in your safety cushion. And so you then slow down to reestablish your safety cushion. And it's just for your safety, you're being inefficient. But again, you take all those people, round them up, you put them on a bus or you put them on a train. Trains and buses, you want to cram more people into a smaller space. They become more efficient that way. And they're just as safe. Staying on the idea of buses and going back to my time when I was a bus driver, picture this, okay? You're me, you are driving a bus for a transit authority, and it is 5 p.m. and everybody is getting off of work. And your route goes down the main street in your city. It is the Main Street route. Rush hour at Main Street, rush hours in both directions. It's not like, oh, only north is congested and south is clear, or vice versa. No, you're in the middle of the city, congestion everywhere. So you're a bus driver and you're thinking, okay, I've got 50 people on my bus right now. It's rush hour. We're being efficient in that way. That's potentially 50 less cars that are clogging up these arteries of roads that are being used during rush hour. But here's the downside. The bus is getting stuck in the same traffic that all of these cars are getting stuck in. We didn't have any dedicated bus lanes. Nowhere in the entire city is there a dedicated lane on any road or street or highway. There were no freeways in the city. There was no single dedicated bus lane. So the buses would end up getting stuck in the same traffic that the cars got stuck in, thus greatly reducing the efficiency that the bus could throughput. This leads me to the fact that we need to open up lanes for buses. You can take any existing 6-lane road, give 1 lane to the buses, power buses through. You need to have space for the bus, and you need to prioritize the bus to be able to get from point A to point B. Open up a lane for the buses, have dedicated bus lanes. It's cheap. It's way cheaper than like building a dedicated rail line. And people are going to complain, oh my gosh, they took a lane away from us. What am I going to do? I'm in my car. I have 1 less lane to navigate. Oh my gosh, there's not enough room. They're taking away my civil liberties. You know, people are going to freak out. People might freak out. But you flip the incentive. You flip the incentive on people and you say, hey, it's more efficient for you to take the bus because the bus has its own lane and you're going to get all the way through where you need to go. Take away a lane from the vehicles, put bus lanes in. Anyway, that's been my rambling thoughts on buses and cars. that have just been up in my head for a long time, and I didn't have the wherewithal to do a fancy pants video, so you get this one. But I hope it gets the idea across. Also, I kind of like this format. Something about it. Anyway, peace out.